All right, so I was on TikTok and I saw this video, and it's another one of these ashy swirlers who's gonna lecture black men to death about what we ain't doing, the XYZ we ain't doing, and the XYZ other races of men are doing. But here's another example in case of black women refusing to take accountability.
Waiting for someone to comment and ask this question. A lot of y'all about to get mad at me. The problem is, a lot of people are taught and raised to stay within their race. A lot of people,
They wish to be them. That's the answer, brother. They wish to be them.
spend time dating
I ain't saying white women. I'm saying them as in white men. That's who they wish to be.
to satisfy their families when you should only be
Another wannabe Mrs. Cartwright. I gotta put that in the title.
satisfying you. As a black woman, I can say that there's a lot of black men that come from traumatizing backgrounds. They suffer from abandonment issues.
So you can hear from the music in the background that this is not an FBA woman, and I kind of already knew it. The blonde hair kind of threw me off, but like I said, majority of these swirlers are Africans and Caribbean, and they kind of get put into the mix with black women in general. But I already know that, hey, most FBA B1 black women, I'm not even saying B1. Let me just say FBA ADOS black women are not that attracted to white men. So usually and that's really, you would think it's a good thing, but honestly, it's really just them being more attracted to thugs, gangsters, rappers, athletes. They're really not even doing us a favor, even though black men are their prime interest. So this is a non-FBA woman right here.
To issues, not to say that any other race do not, but it's very, very common in the black community. Whereas there's a lot of white men and others, Asian, Puerto Rican, where they're taught certain things at a young age.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, if they're taught all this shit, why aren't the black boys being taught? The women are getting pregnant somehow, but how come we have all these black men talking about? Oh, we have the videos to prove it of black men wanting to be fathers, black men wanting to teach their kids, but they are told to get the fuck out. You ain't got nothing to say about that, do you? Well, you have nothing to say about the failing school systems, black boys not knowing how to read and write on purpose. You have nothing to say about that. You're not in the town hall meetings crying about, hey, I've had my nieces, my nephews, my son, and his kids all went to such and such high school, and such high school hasn't made AYP since I was 15, blah blah blah, 30 years ago. You guys don't make no fuss about that. But all the black mothers, they're ready for homecoming. Oh, they're ready for any type of sports events. But when it comes to the education, oh, y'all are nowhere to be fucking found. Y'all have there's even a situation in Baltimore where a black male professor has a foolproof plan to get black boys reading and math scores up by like 300%. The black females, school district or whatever, principals, school leaders and all that shit, they don't want nothing to do with that nigga. Nothing to do with him. And this is a dude from Harvard. This is a dude that could literally say, fuck these little nigga kids and go somewhere else. But he volunteered himself to say, hey, I have a plan. I've been working on this. I can do this. I've done it before. Don't want nothing to do with him. You guys don't talk about that, do you? Divestors, huh? You don't talk about that shit.
And they become men at a very young age, and that's why.
But here's black female logic. You kick the man out the house, or you get pregnant by loser ass niggas, and you expect the boy to come at age of like around 16 or some shit, and then just magically on his own be a man, magically be responsible, magically know how to do all XYZ things with no other male influences other than his own peers. That's the issue. But please tell me how other communities work, and somehow the black men in the black community are somehow permanent fuck ups. Please tell me how that makes sense.
See them getting married at a young age and they're able to buy a house.
Okay, if you're talking about marriage, all right. Here's the cool thing. Who the fuck are these boys supposed to fucking marry? If these niggas can just get you pregnant off of the ease of nothing, why the fuck do they even need to marry you? When you divorce, you're the first one to divorce. You're more likely to be to divorce than marry. What the fuck is there to even? What is there to need to put a ring on your finger for? Black women aren't raised to be wives. They're not raised to be submissive. They're not raised to do anything for a man. They don't even know how to fuck. They don't know how to clean themselves. They don't even know how to raise their own goddamn kids. But somehow you're mad at us for not wifing you guys up.
Careers by the time they're 30, and they know what it is to live life. They know how to treat a woman because they were raised with that background.
What the fuck are you talking about? They're raised to take. These other races of men aren't pushovers. And truth be told, other races of men are just as much tired of fucking dealing with women, even from their own, as much as anybody else. A lot of men are tired of you guys. All right, they're tired of them. You know.
And I'm not saying anything to discredit black men. Trust me, I'm not. I love black men. But as sisters, we are tired of being the men in the relationship.
They're going to talk about being men. They're going to talk about putting a cape on. They're going to talk about having to feed niggas, house niggas, and all this shit. And meanwhile, there's black men at a local HBU somewhere, or a local college somewhere, who's doing something constructive in his life, and black women are giving him the biggest middle finger that they can offer that dude. But you're gonna tell me about all these niggas around you are so shiftless, broke, lazy, deadbeats, and all that shit. You're gonna tell me all that shit. But the dude who's doing something constructive, you know how to ignore him, you know how to block him, you know how to make his life a living hell, you know how to tease him, you know how to make fun of him, you know how to do all of that shit.
We are tired of picking up the slack where some of y'all mamas should have taught y'all, and y'all fathers should.
You're kicking men out the household. So, again, this is a lag of maturity that you guys are intentionally creating. You guys brag and uplift the thugs and the gangsters. You brag about wanting to be their baby mama, the side pieces, all that shit. And what, you're mad because they're getting the ass whoopings that they deserve?
Active in your life. So a lot of us are curious about the other kind. And if that's what makes us happy, and if that's what we want to do, it should be no issue, because
I don't have an issue. And the thing is, even white men don't even like these bitches. So I have no issue. I have no issue because this shows the contradictory bullshit that these African and these Caribbean women will do. Because you'll have a brother who's doing the same fucking shit, and she's gonna call him a lame, and the white man is gonna be six. Is not even gonna be six. He's not even gonna be 6'2". He's gonna be like 5'6". He doesn't know how to fight. All he knows how to do is call his lawyer and put his hands around his hips and finger wave about that's against the law, and and black women will call that masculinity. That's what they'll call it. They'll call that masculinity. Them swirling and them showing you the white guys they get with. Remember the case of the African woman who I think she met a dude off of eBay, and she got kidnapped and killed in like in the Midwest of buttfuck or somewhere, and her family was worried, sick, trying to look for her, and then they found out she was talking to some booger eating fat white man who was like 40 or like in his 50s or some shit, and the family was so ashamed of acknowledging that man's existence that their own sister, their own daughter, wanted to have sex with that man and was attracted to that man, and they were ashamed to acknowledge it. That moment was gold, because that showed me that they can reject anything. They will reject anything a good black man will ever do, and they will take that pile of filth and bathe themselves in that shit. Let these women be contradictions. Let them show their 5'5" boyfriend who's a nerd and has a pocket protector and speaks proper English and it listens to screamo or some bullshit alternative jazz or whatever. And meanwhile, she will tell the same black guy who has the same interest, telling him that he's not black enough. That's why I'm not that uptight about swirls. I'm not. I'm not that uptight about it because I already know the contradictions. People are so afraid of, as much as people like to talk about Eve and how she did it right. How the fuck were you selling an image of black men being killers and monsters and gangsters in your old rough rider days, and now all of a sudden you got a little pocket protector, nerdy, shy white man, but you don't challenge his masculinity though. But when you was rapping, you was talking about how niggas need to be hard, how niggas need to have that oomph in them. See, these black women are selling you a fucked up product, and they're mad because they sold you a product and you fed into it too well. Now they're pretending to go to other races of men and acting like the very same product they created. Now they're being fake outraged about it. I got pregnant by Ray Ray and Pookie, and I'm so disappointed that my son's a Ray Ray and Pookie, and he's shiftless and he doesn't do shit, and you know he has no ambition, and he expects women to pay for everything. Okay. There's a black man right over there. He drives a Mercedes. He has two cars, a Mercedes and a Lexus that he drives for work. He every 4 months he travels internationally to Italy or the Caribbean. What you have to say about that? He's a tech guy. He's a good, childless, makes decent money, has his own house, has his own place, no kids. What you gotta say about that black woman? I can't really do anything with that. I might have a homegirl that might like guys like him, but I can't do nothing with that. That's their response.
I don't have an issue with a black man dating a white woman or an Asian woman or whoever makes him happy. The point of the matter is We want love. And sometimes you got to step out of your element to find what is really for you.
Notice how now she's contradicting herself because now it's about love. Now a few minutes ago you were just talking about responsibilities and how black men doing X, Y, and Z. Now it's about love. Pick and choose, man.
You have to be open. And a lot of people are so stuck on the things that happened back in the day or the racism issue. A lot of people are so stuck on that, and they hate to see others with others. I have white people in my family, so I am never opposed to dating outside of my race. I was not taught to be like that. Love.
Yeah, but I ain't even gonna go there.
Have a color, and it should never have a color, because at the end of the day we all have the same color of blood. So collectively, I can speak for most, us black women are tired. And
you were just talking about love and how love is so is non-judgmental. If your so-called love, this intrinsic love was so non-judgmental, who gives a fuck about niggas being shiftless? They deserve love too, I guess. So make up your fucking mind.
We want to try something new, and something new may be the best thing for us, and we won't know until we give it a try. I hope that answered your question.
I mean, we already know.
So I was waiting.
We already know that. Again, this is something for African and Caribbean women are doing, and truthfully, we don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck where you bitches go. Y'all can go anywhere with these white men that you love to cherry pick, and these sickly dudes that you are proud to suck their dick. You can do whatever. You can do whatever you want with them. The thing is that, again, black women, you need to take accountability. You sold black men a bad product, and you cannot shame us into believing that we're totally at fault for a product that you sold. So I ain't trying to hear all this accountability. I ain't trying to hear this solo accountability shit on just black men and what we did, what we failed to do. When again, you're selling us rap music, thugs. You're not cooperative. You have no interest in dating educated lames. What the fuck am I supposed to do or believe? You guys are crying about structure. I'm not even seeing black women even want to get with educated black men. They don't do nothing for you. You don't rap about them. You don't sing songs about falling in love with them. So what the fuck am I supposed to do or think? How the fuck are you expecting black boys and to do something new and innovative and be men when it's like they don't have to do all that shit? When there's a stupid black woman who is willing to do it automatically. There's a stupid black woman who is willing to empty out her whole bank account for homeboy. What the fuck am I supposed to do?